storyteller is going to be Gail Herman. Gail now lives in Massachusetts, but she spent 24 years living in Garrett County, Maryland, surrounded by West Virginia on 3 sides. She has taught kindergarten through 8th grade and a number of different colleges for over the past 20 years, as well as having performed on 4 different continents. Gail moderates the Teacher Storytellers Facebook group for storytellers and teachers, and this group holds a discussion every Friday at 4 p.m. If you're interested in that, Gail's contact information will appear at the end of our concert, and you can get Gail's number there or contact information there and let her know that you're interested in that. Tonight, Gail's story is called Anastasia. And now I give you Gail Herman.
Thank you so much. And thank you, Karen, for that story. Now I'm going to be bringing you to a little different place. This is for parents and grandparents. It's a different mood than the one we just heard, which was lovely. Thank you, Karen. Once there was a little girl named Lita. She lived in Florida, and like a lot of little kids, she was afraid of the dark, a little bit afraid of the night sounds. And she would want so badly to have a pet to be with her. She'd ask her mother every day practically, "Mom, can I have a pet? A real pet?" And the mother would say, "Oh, honey, you have your teddy bear." "Oh, but Mom, I want somebody to keep me company, that's real. I just do. Because of the night sounds." And the mother would say, "I'm sorry, honey, but I go to work, Dad goes to work, and you go to school. We just don't have time for a pet." "Oh, Mom." And she'd go out to the garden and play. Well, when she went to the garden one day, she really looked at those little flowers. And as she was picking weeds, she got an idea. She said, "I know, you can be my pets. I'll name each one of you." She looked around and she saw different ones. "I know what I'm going to name you because you're a tulip." Tootsie Tulip. That starts with the same letter. I learned that. And Tootsies are sweet. You're sweet. Oh, and you'll be a lily because you are a lily. And you'll be a rose because you're rosy. And you'll be Wilma Weed. And then she looked down. She saw 2 eyes staring at her. They were kind of green. It was moving. It wasn't a stick. It was something alive. And the little girl looked at it and said, "Oh, you're so cute. I think I'll name you too." And she looked carefully at it as she knelt down. "You look like a lizard, Lizzie. I'll name you Lizzie." No. "You look like a chameleon." "Cammy? No. You really look like a baby alligator." "Maybe I'll just call you Allie. Anastasia." That was in a book, And so the little girl and this little creature began to play, She'd tiptoe around and it would follow her. And then it was raining. All of a sudden, sometimes in Florida, those afternoon rains just come and come. Her mother called her in because it was time for dinner. And she had to take off all her wet clothes, so she just dropped them on her bedroom floor. But what she didn't know was, while she was kneeling down, that little creature crawled into the cuff of her pants when she wasn't looking and had a free ride into the house, right into her bedroom. And when Lita left for dinner, that little alligator just crept over under her bed. And when Lita came back, she saw those same two eyes, only this time it was under her bed. She looked, Allie, how did you get in here? You're supposed to be, shh, don't tell anybody. You can stay for the night. I think I'll get you some water. And she went and got a big lasagna dish. She put water in it and rocks and all kinds of things from the refrigerator, kale, everything. There, now you can be my pet. And this little creature was her pet, because the next day, when she took it out, it played with her all over the bedroom. And she kept feeding it, and it grew. She could tell because she had a ruler and she measured it. It grew and it grew and it grew, until one night when Lita was sleeping, she heard a strange sound under her bed. It was like a hissing, snoring sound. It was like, she couldn't sleep. In the middle of the night, she was woken up. She said, I think it's coming from under the bed. Well, she put up with this for about a week. And by the end of that week, she was so exhausted. She just one day said, Allie, I think you're getting too big and too loud to be under the bed. So I think it's better you go out in the garden. We'll play out there. You could still be my pet. And she took Allie Alligator out. It followed her everywhere in the bedroom. So when she went out down the stairs, it followed her, thumpity boom, thump, thumpity boom, right into the garden. And they played together. Well, that night, Lita went into bed. She blew Allie a little kiss. He seemed to like that. But it got dark. And there were kind of strange sounds. And Allie Alligator was a little bit scared. And then when the moonlit shadows came, they covered the garden. Allie was really scared. He didn't want to stay here. So we bumped up the steps. There were 3 of them to get into the screen. And there was a little cut in the screen in the corner. It slipped in and then slithered right over to Lita's door and under the bed. Well, the sounds of the snoring continued that night. Lita woke up again and she thought, gee, I had a dream. I heard those sounds again. And then she looked down as she was getting out of bed. There was Allie. She got dressed, and instead of playing with him, she said, Allie, I just can't sleep at night when you're here. You're too big. So I'll take you back out. She led him down the stairs, crawled into the garden, and they played some. And then that night, just to be sure that he wasn't going to come back again, this little girl knew what to tell that alligator. She said, Allie, you shouldn't be afraid of the dark. She remembered what her mother said. The sounds are just sounds of the night. They kind of sing us to sleep. And those shadows that come, why, They're like a big blanket that covers us and helps us to go to sleep. So don't be afraid. You stay right here with Tootsie Tulip and Wilma Weed. Well, that little baby looked at one flower and another as if he'd never seen them before. And then he thought about what she said. And after Lita left, and those sounds started, Allie Alligator just cuddled up and decided to go to sleep because those sounds are just the lullaby of the night. And that's the story of night sounds. Thank you.
Thank you, Gail.